I thought they came out and really did a nice job at the beginning of the game, made some extra passes, kind of got us at the beginning of the game defensively, not the start that I would like to see, but it seems like the second quarter is our quarter. A lot of times we're really kicking in offensively. And I was just telling Jill, it's great to see when you have a freshman and a sophomore leading you in scoring. We've been keying so much on Katie that a lot of times if that double team starts to come on KDS, and it's great that we have so many players that can rise to the occasion and that we're really well balanced. And I thought that was the biggest key tonight, was that the double team on the inside with Katie, they did a good job of that, but we've just got a lot of other people that can hit shots, and have to give Jade Gansky, who is a freshman, her first conference tournament game, 18 points. And I believe she was from the 3-point line. I just wanted to look at that, 6 of 9 from the 3-point line as a freshman, which is really, for us, nice, because it's really difficult to double Katie on the inside when you have Jade as a shooter on the outside.
You kind of touched on it already, but just having that many scores and people stepping up, especially in a playoff game. I mean, in the postseason like this, to have somebody like that and have different people at different times be able to step up like that. As a coach, you got to love having that in your arsenal.
We've really tried to build that this year. You look at Jessie Rudin as a point guard and what she's doing. And a lot of people try to key on Katie, and we can go to Jessie and she carries us for a while. We have Maisie, who's carried us in spurts. Jade tonight, I think she snuck up on people as the year went on, and defensively gives us so many things. Courtney Crouch came off the bench tonight and got to double figures as well. And that's been a building system for us since the beginning of the season to make sure that we are really well balanced. My biggest thing with this team is that defensively, that we get off to starts where we don't get behind and we have to dig ourselves out of maybe a slow start. That seems to be maybe the biggest thing with this team, that after we get through that first quarter, we usually relax a little bit more.
How is this team embracing this tournament? As obviously this is it. This is the big culmination for you guys. How have they embraced that?
Well, I think they're pretty happy to be playing at home. Friday night's game against Oshkosh was probably one of the best games. I've been in a bunch of great games here. A lot of them are Oshkosh games, but Friday night's game was so exciting and super emotional. But being able to stay at home during the conference tournament, you think about this year, everybody's in the conference tournament. There's no buys. You got to win 3 games in 5 days. So home court advantage, I think this year is more critical probably than any other year. And that's what I think what we've really embraced is, let's win this and let's win it in McPhee. In a year that's just been really kind of an odd year, we've just continued to pivot, turn, embrace what we have to. And that's what we want to do, is win those 3 games in 5 days and send our seniors away with the championship.
Coach, what do you know about Whitewater?
The other side of the bracket and the other pod, I've been able to watch quite a bit of the other side of the pod, because when you play in Oshkosh, obviously you're going to watch all of those games. And Whitewater has done a great job of really keying and having their press get better as the year has gone on. They get a lot of points off of turnovers off their press. They have 2 really good post players on the inside. Their strength is definitely their post play. And so I think the key for the game is that we've got to take care of the ball. We've got to be able to handle their pressure. And we've got to make sure that we get off to a better start. No question, against a team like Whitewater. It can't be where we come out with a slow start.
Looks like they don't allow teams to shoot very well either, just glancing at the statistics here. Do you know what would make them such a good defensive team?
Well, it's their press. They extend up, they score, and they're going to extend up and put a lot of pressure in the full court. They do a really good job of getting you out of what you want to run, just because they extend their press up and they keep pressing and they double team and they double ball screens, and they bring you a lot of different pressure types of situations. And they also have a great shot blocker on the inside. So the 2 teams match up very similar to, very much. We obviously are not a press team, but we have post play and we've got shooters. And so it's going to be a real intriguing matchup.
not sure how much I missed here at the beginning, if you talked about tonight at all, but obviously tested you guys early, and the response was pretty resounding. Oh, am I frozen, or am I good?
No, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I'm good. Okay, I worried based on last time. Obviously, they tested you guys early, but the response was really great. It seemed. I guess, what did you see from your girls so they were able to really, I don't know, take that close first half and really pull away there in the second?
Well, I think we've had slow starts here for a couple of games, and I'm not real pleased about that, to tell you the truth. I think a true championship team has got to come to play right off the get. The positive is that it seems like our second quarters are just offensively. A lot of times we break out. This is a team where we are very good when we make the extra pass, when we share the ball. And I felt like to start the game, everybody was trying to do too much, and we just played too fast to start with and just had to settle in a little bit. But defensively, we've got to get off to a much better start. We gave up way too many easy looks at the beginning of the game. And from here on in, that happened against Oshkosh. We were down to 8-2. I had to call a timeout. That's happened where we've had to call those timeouts and stop that run, and then we crawl back in. But the energy that takes you to crawl out of that is critical this week because of these, the short turnaround time here. So I want to see this team get off to a better start on Wednesday.
It seems to, even within those quarters, that the second half of each quarter was a little stronger. I think first, second, and third quarter. I don't know, was there something that changed at that point, or is just kind of that message?
Well, most of the time you see me call a timeout and I'm not very happy and make some adjustments, and we come out and respond, which is good. But also I think that a lot of it is our conditioning. I think that as games go on and later in quarters, we continue to push the tempo, and maybe teams can stick with us early, but because of our conditioning and that we push tempo, sooner or later, we're going to start to break away. And I also think the difference, you look at like a Jessie Reardon and the tough shots that she hits down the stretch in the second half, as our point guard, I think a lot of that is conditioning. And I think that we keep that tempo up and we just wear teams down. A lot of other teams, I think they can shoot well early, but the true test is, can you continue to shoot that well late in the game when you're fatigued?
Yeah, you mentioned Jessie, and it seemed to me both her and Jade, those 3-pointers that each of them got, really injected a lot of energy into the team. Just how important was the shooting for the two of them?
Well, I said earlier, when you get a stat sheet as a coach and you see that a freshman and a sophomore have led you in a WIAC championship or a WIAC tournament game, that's pretty exciting. This is Jade's first conference tournament game ever. And that's a great sign for the future, obviously. But Jade takes a lot of pressure off of Katie. Katie's getting a lot of double teams right now. She's getting a ton of attention. And so teams are going to roll the dice, I think, and they're going to go help on Katie. And Jade's been a huge add on our team, and it was intentional. We wanted her to be here because she stretches defenses out. She's a post player who can hit a deep three, and it really is hard to double team on the inside. And so that's another weapon that we've just kind of slowly brought along. And I'm excited for Jade, just as a freshman, that she can do that on a playoff game. She's a Wausau Newman kid. She's a winner. She was in the state tournament last year, right when COVID hit. But she knows these kind of games, and I thought responded to the pressure really well. But having Jade and Jessie be able to stretch the defense out, that's something that we wanted to do better this year. It was at times maybe a little that we struggled last year with Grass and Katie getting so many double teams on the inside. We had to shoot it better, and Hallie was really our best shooter. And I think Jessie has really taken it upon herself as a sophomore to be that person that they're going to have to find her, especially if a ball screens. I'm just excited to see her development as a point guard, a 5'10" point guard in our league who can shoot it. We're posting her up. Just big steps for her too. And obviously Maisie every night as the senior also is giving us a lot of those like key buckets, or she hit a deep three tonight as well. And I thought all of our three of our seniors, including Caitlin Morgan, gave us some big minutes off the bench. The three seniors have been here quite a bit, so I expect them to get this group off to a better start on Wednesday night.
And it seemed part of that improvement was also just defensively, especially in the paint. It seemed maybe a few too many kind of easy baskets for them early, and then that kind of disappeared as it went along tonight. No
question. And it's interesting because it's all about matchups in our league. It really is, to be honest with you. you know, we've seen teams that have played 5-out guards on us. And then we've had teams that come with post players, and Platteville had more of that post play look tonight. And so for my group, we've got to make those adjustments. We've got to do a better job of understanding at the beginning of the game how important it is to protect the paint. And we'll have to do that against Whitewater. They have great post play. Their strength is definitely in their 2 post players. And so that's a key for us to start the game.
I think that's all the questions that I had.
Okay. Anybody else?
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. We'll see you Wednesday night.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jill.